Bonafide nugget. Wait. Wrong nugget. retake. Bonafide nugget. Wait, it's been like 2 times since I said that. Why don't I say that again? Hey guys, TheTechOtaku here, and the title is not clickbait. I got an Oppo Reno 5F. A lot of people gonna say,
wait, you bought another one? I'm worried about your wallet.
actually, I got a good feeling because I got this phone for free. Not only I got this free Reno, but this Samsung Nugget too. It's a Galaxy A12 by the way, nothing too special here. So I got both phones from my parents for free. The Reno I got here is from my dad, while the A12 I got here is from my mom. So I call these two phones my parents' nuggets. But the Galaxy A12 is not gonna stay in my collection for long, so it has to be put on for sale, so time to put the Galaxy A12 aside. The Reno 5F on the other hand, I had to keep it myself because my Redmi Note 10 Pro is filled to the brim. If y'all think I'm joking, well, I'll show you.
NANI?
96.1 gigs. Oh no! My Redmi is filled to the brim with my photos and videos that I can't simply offload to my laptop because space problems. You know, I'm a storage freak and I cannot afford extra storage because, again, financial reasons. But yeah, that besides the point, so I'm gonna put my Redmi aside. The Reno 5F is a good spare nugget to play a horse game. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna show that later. If you know, you know. Before I get to that, let's get to the tour of the phone. On the front here, we have a 6.43-inch 1080p AMOLED display with only 60Hz refresh rate, which I'm totally okay with. Peak brightness is at 800 nits, and the display is nowhere flagship territory. Still, it looks nice, sharp, and vibrant with deep blacks on. It's hard for me to go back to LCD by any means, but yeah. On the top left is the 32MP selfie camera in the hole punch. There is an optical in-display fingerprint which is much faster than my Mina Lite. As you can see down here, it's nowhere as comfortable as that, but yeah, it's not fast that time. Yeah, I kid you not. It's really quick. On the left side, it's a SIM tray that houses dual SIM card and micro SD card expansion. And of course, we have a volume rocker. On the right side is the power button. On the top is the secondary microphone. On the bottom, there's only a single speaker, a USB Type-C port, a main microphone, and oh look, the feature that is a must-have for me. A 3.5mm headphone jack. On the back is made out of plastic and it's very glossy and attracts fingerprints. While it looks nice on the back, but god, it's a fingerprint magnet. Plus, there's a quad camera setup tucked onto the larger camera bump than what it's supposed to be because I thought there would be 5 cameras on the back, but I was very wrong. My guts are absolute wrong. It's the AI emblem on it. That is before AI slop has taken over almost anything nowadays. And I hate where the future is going. When it comes to finding a perfect daily driver, current smartphone markets are very dead to me, only because almost every smartphone manufacturer decided to ditch one specific port down here. If you know, you know. Oh, by the way, not only I get the phone, I still have the original box for this thing. So here's the original box that came with the Reno 5F, and obviously it's a all teal box, and we have a big 5 over here, and there's a Reno 5F text below it. And on the side we have the Reno 5F text, and on the right side we have Oppo logo over here. And of course this phone is in fluid black 8GB 128GB variant. This is the only variant that this phone ships with. Once you take out the outer packing, we do get a Oppo logo over here. And once you open the box, you're greeted with this little box that contains usual paperwork and stuff. And of course, we do have a SIM ejector tray, which is obviously missing.
Stupid.
And of course, you used to have a free case, but unfortunately the case has definitely seen better days, so I had to resort with this little apricot colored case that I bought from miles away. Well, a bunch of stickers that I ruined it, so yeah. obviously Chanui case. Why did I do that? And of course we have a phone itself, which the wrapping itself, I still keep the wrap here. And yeah, this is the phone that was supposed to come with in the box. And underneath here we do have accessories which are obviously missing, which includes the adapter, USB-A to USB-C cable, and the included earbuds, which is gonna be absolutely nuggety quality. So now I'll get to the issues on why I got this phone for free from my dad. Well, SIM1 IMEI got blacklisted, hence it won't connect to any network, but I tested SIM2 and it was fine. And I'm not kidding, I did test SIM2 and let me turn off Wi-Fi and it does connect to my 4G network. I had to take out the SIM card and swap it out onto the SIM1 and see what happens. As you can see, we have SIM1 over here, SIM2 over here. I did put my SIM card over here, the SIM2 slot, and it was fine. I'm gonna put my SIM card on my SIM1 and see what happens. And of course, nothing. It just won't detect any network whatsoever. That means one of the IMEI got blacklisted. So let me put my SIM card on my SIM2 slot. And it was fine. And I was able to make phone calls on this or something, but I probably don't want to use this as a phone call for whatever reason. I think that's the case of having a telco phone. Trust me, I tried both earlier, but he can't justify to keep using it, hence why it was sitting for a year untouched. This phone now becomes a single SIM only phone, which is totally fine for now, because this is a telco unit. Wait, I should have put the micro SD card back in. That was my bad. Give me a moment. Otherwise, this phone looks absolutely pristine. Even the back, it's almost pristine besides some scratches on the back. It was such a beautiful phone, but there's one little scratch right here which hurts me. It's this son of an accident that happened weeks ago. I was rocking the phone without the case, sitting in the car while I was on the way to my sister's house. My phone is on my legs and it slid off from it and, well, hit the seat railing. It left me with one small cut right here. Other than that, the phone is still working perfectly fine, besides it's no longer a usable dual SIM phone, but that's fine by me. However, I don't know how long this phone will last as a phone before the other IMEI got blacklisted, so who knows what. And now I'll carry on with the software. The Reno 5 app ships with ColorOS 11.1 based on Android 11 and can be upgraded up to Android 13 with ColorOS 13. And obviously I named this phone Manhattan Cafe because this phone is in fluid black. I have not daily driven ColorOS before, but this is an absolute refresher for me since I use a stock Android experience from my Mi 9 Lite running custom ROM, which is technically a pixel experience, but it's a better Mi A3 otherwise. And MIUI, which is now called HyperOS after MIUI 14. Bloatware wise, it does ship with loads of bloatware including pre-installed games and couple of apps which most can be uninstalled. And as you can see, we don't have that much bloatware besides some Oppo stuff here. And yeah, that's about it. I did try ColorOS a little bit on cheaper Oppo phones including the Reno 13F, and well, to no surprise, it kinda has similar no gesture animation issues to TheTechOtaku on cheaper Vivo phones like this. Look at this. No animation at all. What the hell? What the hell is wrong with this? Reno 14F probably don't have such issue, but it's that it has animation that resembles One UI 2.0 and Samsung phones. It kinda is problematic to me, but it's something that I could live with that. As I was going to above phone, I'm speechless that this Reno 5F has far newer security updates over my Redmi Note 10 Pro, which in this case, May 2025 on Reno. Meanwhile on my Redmi, it's still on November 2023 security update. Like, my god, look at the security update difference there between the two. But yeah, that definitely proves that Oppo is still doing well in software update department. Customizability, well, I can't go too much deeper because you know how ColorOS works if you have tried Oppo phones before, or OnePlus since their Oxygen OS is now basically ColorOS. What a mess, OnePlus. What a mess. But in my opinion, ColorOS is fast and fluid despite this phone had a potato SoC, which I'll get to that later. I gotta say, I like it. It's not the greatest, but I definitely praise Oppo for making a fast and fluid skin version of Android. Very good job. Because this phone is from Telco, you will get a pop-up every restart that says it was protected by Oppo OGAR or Maxis device card, which specifically means that it's a Maxis specific app for your peace of mind in case of a loss or theft. But that besides the point. Carrying on to the specs, this Nugget has a MediaTek Helio P95 SoC, which is a chipset that was released in 2020, even though that this phone was released a year later after that chip was released. Not sure how reliable is this comparison, but it's marginally better than Snapdragon 710. Besides SoC, it does have 8GB of RAM and only 128GB of eMMC storage. Ugh. For general use, the Helio P95 is okay for day-to-day use, but don't expect this thing to game that well on high settings in 2025. Please don't play Genshin on this thing. Please don't play Triple Z on this thing. Okay, why is the mousepad getting in the way? And if you did, the battery life is going to get real bad because of a small 4310 mAh lithium polymer battery, and modern titles will chug on high settings at the very least. For the rest of the specs, look that up on GSM Arena. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to use this phone for, and you can already tell by the B-roll intro, you can already notice that it's the host game that exploded in popularity since the global release. It's Umamusume. Yup, this is a bona fide nugget specifically for Umamusume, and let me tell you why I use this instead of Redmi Note 10 Pro. Again, my internal storage on my Redmi is filled to the brim. I know I should have used micro SD expansion, but I don't really trust SanDisk due to reliability concerns, and I can't afford to buy a better card for it, so I decided to make it a scratch disk for my Xperia Nugget that I used to record soon enough. But that's besides the point, and I should have uninstalled a game I never touch again, which I did on my Redmi, but it didn't help much because Japanese version of Umamusume eats up like 20 gigs of data. Yikes. Well, that could be a sign of me getting a new phone, so yeah, I'm gonna try to find a perfect daily driver that checks all my chat box. And of course, I'm extremely picky on choices, so Sony will be the only choice I go for. I did play Uma Musume on this for a month, and I gotta say, it runs okay-ish on global version. Japanese version on the other hand, it's a little slideshow sometimes. What a little slideshow. Trust me, I tried adjusting performance settings. Pro gamer mode on Game Center didn't help much, and high performance mode on battery settings did not help either, but it's something to do with ColorOS weirdness with JP Uma. Or is the Helio P95 just sucks for it? I bet it's the SoC. I can definitely bet on that. And now let's talk about the speaker quality of the Reno 5F. It's only got a mono speaker, so I'm gonna do a speaker test of this right about now. Despite my terrible nuggety sound comparison, I had to pick one winner here, and that is going to be the Redmi. The Redmi definitely still has the best sounding audio, but it's nowhere flagship territory. But yeah, then again, these are a mid-range phones, so that's definitely expected. Reno 5F, it's loud enough and it's clean enough, but only having a single speaker is definitely going to be a deal breaker if you want to listen to stereo stuff, but at least you still have a headphone jack on my Reno 5F and my Redmi Note 10 Pro, but the Vivo V21 doesn't even have it. Yeah, that stinks. I don't want to go too far on that on every scene, every take that I do. I'm done. Speaking of which, let me discuss cameras. The Reno 5F has 8MP ultra wide, 48MP main camera, and those disgusting cameras below it. These consist of 2MP macro and 2MP depth camera. Alright, sorry that I'm losing it over that. But then again, the Reno 5F can shoot pretty good pictures, but it only shoots 12MP photos by default, so you have to enable high res mode for that. While the photos are nowhere as good as my Redmi did, it's surprisingly good on daylight. However, the quality dips when you use digital zoom up to 10 times. Well, that's totally expected. On low light or night shots, I expect to be not great, but I mean, it's alright. Again, passable camera that does its job. Ultra wide, nothing to shout about. Ultra wide is just average as usual. And now here's a bonus portrait shot. But people will scream at me that there's no macro shots in this, but well, I don't want to show that because you know, 2MP macro camera is horrible, so yeah.
Brother,
If you really want me to show that result, here you go. Told you it's horrible. Video recording wise, it can record up to 4K 30fps, but unfortunately no 1080p 60 frames per second recording. So this is gonna be a test video of the Oppo Reno 5F in 1080p 30 frames per second. Look at my Xperia Nugget here. The pretty thing that is so broken. Stabilization is missing on 4K 30 though, so keep that in mind. Though, the EIS is not as good as OIS when it comes to handheld photoshoot or video recording if you don't have steady hands. Selfie camera, well, what can I say? Decently good? In conclusion, the Oppo Reno 5F is still usable in 2025. If you're planning to use it as a simple phone for WhatsApp and stuff, you can. Just don't game on it. Display is nice, UI looks good, design is simple, not right in your face with the huge bump like some other phones do. Yeah, nothing else. After a month of using this phone, I feel like I want to switch back to my Redmi Note 10 Pro, but damn it, storage issue rise again! But then again, I'm very picky about buying new smartphones that's gonna replace my current daily driver only for that reason alone. Why'd I say that again? But that said, that's a wrap for this video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video, share it to your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for more smartphone content just like this. For more updates, head over to my Blue Sky or TikTok, or if you'd like to donate to the channel, be sure to check out my Ko-fi and Patreon. Links are in the description. That's all for this video, and I'll catch you all next time. TheTechOtaku, signing out. Oh, hello, cat. The Reno 5F ships with ColorOS 11.1 based on Android 13. This Reno 5F ships with ColorOS 11.1 based on Android 11. I kinda messed that up.